the whole brand, slowly build
evolve.
And
Yeah.
I personally, like, I only print with water-based inks, so
yeah.
I could find a cheap screen printer place, but
but you want someone with your ethics.
Yes, exactly.
Of course.
I'm far away. I sort of have to get a lot of emails to sort of connect and see if that is the right person.
Yeah, I'm sure. Maybe I definitely think in Amsterdam there's lots going on, like also in this sort of in this area. So I'll definitely see if me and Miguel can help you in any way, because I also really value that in you. It's the same with me, and it was actually one of the questions I want to ask you as well, how it is with your ethics, because I also feel sometimes, I personally could be making way more money if I didn't have my ethics. And also I've said no to a lot of great opportunities because my ethics just are always more important. Is that the same for you?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I could be printing much more. But I don't see it as something that is restricting. I see it like other people that supporting like Yogitown is because it is those strong ethics behind, and that I want to have around. So I think it is. It obviously I could make more money, but I could be happy because I'm just selling my heart to something that I don't like, all my time to something that I'm supporting, and I think that is much more valuable than the money itself. You know? Like
Because you with Yogitown, do you? Because I see you also on Instagram. You go to a lot of festivals and events, which of course, unfortunately, at the moment with Corona is of course not happening. But in the past, like, tell me what I feel like you have a very strong presence in Sydney, right?
Yeah, well, I do. I don't do many markets, to be honest. I only do one market a month, which is the Sydney Vegan Market. Yeah. And I've been the beginning, and so that's another huge community of beautiful people that is life as well, and and that will be like I'm there every month, and it's like the best day of the month, and I love it. And sort of like all vegans that go to the vegan market will know like about me or about you. And it's really nice to be able to be there as well and connect with people, because over a website you get orders, but you don't really know if people liked it or not, if it or not. But then at the market you can see people wearing it. And
so nice, right? And also, I think for people, I had that a lot when I was making my own cheese and stuff, like people like to meet the maker, like they love to connect with the maker, like, and I have the same with you. It's like, I love what you're creating, and I probably would also buy it if it wasn't yours, but it's still more special because it's yours, and you, like, I really love what you do. I'm so proud of what you do. And it's nice. And do you feel like because monthly is quite a lot actually to be standing on a market every month. Do you feel like do you sell a lot every time, or like how is it?
I always have a new design for each market.
Smart.
What I do is that I take orders because I'm I make a new design. I don't know, the urgency of now. So I do that design. Everybody looks at it and they, oh my God, I love it, but I don't sell it. So I take and then I do a printing of that design according to the orders. Yeah. And I can sort of gather if people really like it or not, because I could have many more designs but I don't print them until I have them. Yeah. Because sort of always going to they become dead stock. Yeah. And then it's nation, which I don't want to have. So it's like it's real slow fashion. So you have to wait for it. And I'm really lucky that all my customers sort of understand that. And they could sort of feel that in order to have something, they cannot just take it straight away and they have to wait until next market or or I can send it to them. And yeah, I think also from there comes sort of more appreciation of the work that goes behind.
Mm-hmm.
They tend to look after it more because it's
Yeah.
not something cheap
Yeah.
and quick, just in a rush, you know?
Yeah. Now, what you're saying about slow fashion is really interesting, because I feel there is that thing of like also like just being more conscious. You know, for example, when I was in Sydney and now also here in Amsterdam, I found a co-op place, you know, like a pantry where you can go and buy your food, and also you bring your own containers, and even the shopping is slow, you know, it's kind of like, and everything is bulk, and you gotta, you know, it's not, nothing is fast, you know, and it's sometimes, I think more and more people also have the need for it, you know, they just want, and they want to support you because they believe in what you do, right?
Yeah.
So,
and they also believe the message that is on the on that, so they want to be. And yeah, I see that, like I see the shirts as well, sort of like they are a way to start a conversation. Yeah,
it's really important. I'm so happy you have that spot, because it's cute. Like soon we'll actually also have I have Kate from the Sydney Vegan Market on my podcast soon as well. And a little side note is it all started with me and Kate years ago. We started Sydney Vegan Market, like it's our project. So I was definitely part of the very, very, very beginning, and we just did it in a tiny little space, and we were kind of like, yeah, could we do something like this? Bring some people together and like in this space. And we did it at the time still in Kate's kitchen, which was, and it got bigger and bigger, and it, you know, kind of growing out of that space. And then now I see photos and I'm like, I cannot believe that this is what it is now. Like thousands and thousands of people are coming now to Sydney Vegan Market. So I have a very special, you know, relationship with it. And I love it when you say like, yeah, I'm there every month. I'm like, wow, this is so special to me, you know.
I didn't know it was you and her.
Yeah, it was. It all started, but yeah, like really small. Like I'm talking, but it's really special because I think in general, and I'm sure you feel it too with Yogitown. Like veganism is growing, you know. Like it is. I mean, even like I hadn't been in Holland for 16 years, and I came back, and I'm like, whoa, like Amsterdam is. You know, there's so many places now that weren't there when I was here, you know? So it's, you know?
The Thai King Street is full of restaurants.
Yeah.
So
it's so good.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So you can eat cuisine any night of the week.
Yeah.
Different every night of the week.
And you can just like go to different places all the time. Yeah, that was also different a few years ago. Now it's really great, and I'm happy for you, because I think like what you're saying, it's so nice that you have a monthly spot where people know you're there, and I think it's good for you as well, and you really belong in a place like that. You know, like it's really, because tell us a little bit about how important is veganism for you. How long have you been vegan? And because in my opinion, it's like nearly a tenet of Yogitown, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. We're vegan probably like 9 years now or something like that. I don't count them how many years I've been vegan, but it's the only way that I will go forever, you know. It's really, well, it's just so linked. It just all makes sense. It's hard to explain, but just you can't wish to be happy if you're creating suffering. It's as simple as that. And I can, like, I don't know, but like I can create suffering to my ex-boyfriend, but not wanting, you know. But I don't really. If I can avoid it to an animal that I haven't, you know, like have contact with, and it's so simple to choose from like tofu or a flesh burger, then it's like easy, you know, and it's just so strong that I have passed as well like different places through my veganism, like being the angry vegan that doesn't want to anybody else that is not vegan, you know. But at this point I'm really in peace, sort of. I try to educate, and whenever it's possible, just to feed everybody like vegan food. Like show how easy it is to do it, rather than grumpy and sort of resentful or just judgy. I found myself a few times being really judgy, and then it was creating a weird energy.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So related to Yogitown, it's just like it's just because it's yoga, and yoga is vegan. It's like was that. I never sort of thought that I was going to find a place where all the feelings about being like a good person, like positive thinking and all that was going to have sort of a community. And then I found, then it's like, oh, this is other people like me that is trying to do good or the best they can, and then so then became the inspiration for the brand. And if I'm going to create something that it goes towards others, my relationship to others, then I have to have a himsa in there. So
it's really beautiful, and like what you're saying, I feel what you're saying also about the reason why you started Yogitown is like, spreading a message also, and really like using fashion as a way of communicating. It all makes sense, it makes sense that, and you always have these cute little cards with your, I always love it when I get an order and then these cute little cards come in: save the earth, going vegan, protect flora and fauna. They're actually all hanging up here in my room. Like, it's just so, it's really surrender to the flow of life. It's really beautiful. And I have two last questions for you. One is, like you were mentioning, you're also teaching sewing, right?
Yep.
How does that work?
So people wants to learn how to make clothes, and they just come, and I run like a 4 weeks course. And it goes from like the basics, how to thread the sewing machine and how to cut the patterns and how to assemble it all together, and then trying it on, and everyone is so proud. It's really fun. It's
so
really
cool.
Yeah, it's really rewarding for them, and also I think it shows to them, to the students and to the people that has taken my course, that how much work is behind creating something.
Yep.
And like, I can't believe I can buy this for $15. And then I sort of instigate a conversation of like appreciating how much work it is, and materials, and how much. Like, I always ask them, like, how much would you sell it for? And they're like, oh no, I will never sell it. No, but put a price. And then we start talking about like the ethics behind the fashion industry, and it's a great way to sort of show people what this industry is all about, and change, and so many things like reusing clothing. So I run the 4 weeks course, but if people has previous knowledge, they can just bring all the jeans with holes or
so cool.
Something that is broken, they can fix it. So then of those garments can continue.
That's amazing, giving your like new life to the garments you have already. This recycling and upcycling, that's awesome. And how did it come to life, Val? Was this just something also organically evolving from your work with Yogitown, or how did you?
No, I got asked if I could teach a class in a Sydney Community College, and I said, yeah, I can do that. And then I've been there probably 5 years now.
Wow.
And it's because he was a person that I met in yoga, that knew someone, know how things happen. And I'm from there. And now that I have the studio, I'm running it in here, because also it's, for all the coronavirus stuff, you can people's. It's much more intimate, which is really good because I can really help one by one.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's how it all started.